So I'm really excited to introduce our first speaker. Our first speaker is an alumni of the City Year program here in Rhode Island. She's a close friend of Matt Brown. She's gone on to speak at the Democratic National Convention with President Bill Clinton. And she works for Congresswoman DeLauro. So please join me in welcoming Marilyn Concepción.
Thank you, Meredith. My glasses on. Good evening, everyone. My name is Marilyn Concepción.
Excuse me, can you get closer to the microphone, please?
Más cerquita, okay. My name is Marilyn Concepción, and I would like to share my personal story. I was born in Puerto Rico. My family moved to Rhode Island when I was 10 years old. When I was 16, I dropped out of high school and worked lots of odd jobs. However, I was always aware that my opportunities would be limited. One day I learned about a program called City Year, a community service program for young adults. I liked the idea of helping my community, so I decided to apply. It was the best decision I have ever made, a real turning point in my life. I met some wonderful people from many different walks of life. One of these individuals happened to be Matt Brown. Little did I know what an important role he would play in helping to shape my future. During my service at City Year, my team and I worked at the Fox Point Elementary School, assisting teachers to shape the minds of young children. At the same time, I was studying to get my GED. With my City Year team cheering me on, and with Matt's help, I got my high school equivalency diploma. I was so excited that day. After getting my diploma, I asked Matt to help me write a resume. And he did. However, he saw the potential that I didn't realize I had and insisted that I attend a college fair. Matt Brown guided me in completing every single application to those universities, writing the essays, and even doing mock college interviews. All the hard work paid off. A few months later, I received a large, thick envelope from Brown University. I will never forget the first line of that letter. Congratulations, you have been accepted into the Brown University class of 1999. I had tears of excitement rolling down my face. Here I was, a former high school dropout, and heading to an Ivy League university. I owe a lot of my success to Matt's constant support and guidance. While at Brown University, I was working at a lab where one day I happened to receive a call from the White House. Of course, that was just like, this is a prank call, but I'll take it. So after being placed on a brief hold, I hear this familiar sounding voice that I've only heard on TV or radio. And he introduces himself as President William Jefferson Clinton. And there he was on the other end of the receiver. I was just starstruck. I was just like, is this real? Or is this somebody pranking me right now? So he tells me that his friend Eli Siegel had this newsletter. And at the time, he was writing a book called Between Hope and History. And I'm sorry, I'm just gonna find my spot here. He asked me then if I would be willing to speak at the Democratic National Convention in Chicago. I was still not 100% convinced that it was the president talking to me. So I told him that I would have to call him back. I immediately picked up the phone and I called Matt Brown. I was like, oh my goodness, this man's calling me. So I told him what was happening. And to quote Matt, the President of the United States just called you and asked you to speak at the Democratic National Convention. Of course you have to do it. In August of 1996, and with Matt's support, we went to Chicago and I spoke at the Democratic National Convention, bringing awareness of City Year and the very important work taking place within that organization. Not only for our communities, but for people like me serving in the program. Today I'm a proud single mother of two very wonderful young boys, ages 10 and 8. I continue to dedicate my life in aiding others on how to navigate the difficulties of the federal agencies by working for a senior member of the United States House of Representatives. I would not be the independent woman that I am today without the help of Matt Brown. And thank you for all you did to guide me, a young woman back then, and just guide me into the right path. Matt is not only a great friend and mentor, but he has dedicated his life to serving others and helping them improve their lives. Matt is a father of two and knows that as a parent, our priority is to protect our children's safety and ensure they receive a good education. Matt wants to invest in quality public schools and make college and post-high school training more affordable so that, like me, every child can achieve their full potential. He founded City Year Rhode Island, founded an international non-proliferation group, and has always walked the walk. The wonderful people of this great state would be incredibly lucky to have him as their next governor. Thank you.